Hey y'all. Going other places now, so my cousin had to leave and go into town, so I am headed over to Grandma's house. Like always, I'm always headed to grandmother's house we go. I'm in Verona right now. So I did feel the love come through on that video that I did, because I did post some pictures and stuff after that, and people are seeing my video and whatnot, and they are loving it, and they are they're sending me hearts and likes and comments. One comment from admin that said, work it, girl, looks good, looks pretty, or very pretty, or something like that. It made me feel good. So I think I'll keep doing my videos on my Facebook and my new looks and whatever. So I think I really like this group. Like, and the more that I do the live feeds, and the more that I show my face on there, I think the more people I will get acquainted with. So there's that. And I'm going through Verona, and I can smell ADF or whatever it is. It smells horrendous, I'm just saying. So about that. Verona has like a lot of memories for me, because of the fact, there's Kelby and Lindsay's house, because of the fact that I used to have this boyfriend that I don't ever think that he was all there ever. So I just kind of dated, which is really bad to say, and I'm not that type of person. I'm really not. But I dated him because I felt not bad for him, but I felt bad in the fact that I didn't want to say no to him when his whole family and my best friend's family was sitting there watching me. Like, legit. Okay, for one, his name was Pee-wee. There should have been your first sign. Actually, his name was James, and they called him Pee-wee. I never really found out why they called him Pee-wee, but that's besides the point. So, this guy came down for it was a summer visit or whatever, and he lived in Verona with his family, and I lived with my dad and my stepmom, and I went to school in Purdy, and my friend Jennifer was from Purdy, and I was always at her house because she was the next best thing to my very best friend. Her name's Tiffany. She was the next best thing. I mean, I was hanging out with her all the time. Like, we went to classes together. We had lunch together. I mean, we were pretty close. And this is 8th grade, so it was pretty stinking important. So, I was at Jennifer's house most of the time during the summer, because I was in 8th grade, I didn't have a job. So after school, while I waited on my stepmom and my dad to get home and off work and whatnot, I would go hang out after school with Jennifer, because she was in walking distance. It was either walk to the daycare across from the school where my stepmom worked. I call her mom sometimes too, so whatever. So where my stepmother worked, and like sit there and be forced to work for no pay, or go to my best friend's house and hang out with my best friend. So which one are you gonna choose? So I was at Jennifer's house one day, and her cousin was there, and her cousin was her brother's age, and her brother was super cute. Like, I always had a crush on her brother, but her brother either had a girlfriend or, he didn't really like me that much. She didn't like me for me. So, probably wouldn't work out anyway. So, I went ahead and, I was always, like, trying to get with her brother because her brother was cute and whatever. Well, her cousin, James, was, he was bigger, I think he had a little bit of a mental disability, maybe. Like, he didn't have mental retardation or anything like that, but like, he was just slower, and I've always been a little bit slower. Like, I didn't like really catch on to like learning. Like, it always took me a really long time to learn new things or whatnot, because I get distracted. So I wasn't really looking at his disability. I wasn't really looking at anybody but him being a person and whatever. So I just went ahead and was trying to get to know him as a person. Well, they invite me to go to this vacation Bible school thing that they were doing, and at the church they went to. So I was like, yeah, well, that sounds fun. So it was a Saturday, and I had spent the night with Jennifer that night to go to the Saturday Bible school thing. And when I did that, the next day I was, Saturday, it was in the morning, and so we went to the church and we did our thing at the church, and my dad was supposed to come and get me on Saturday night because I had to go back home on Sunday. So he was going to make me stay at the house Saturday. I had to come home. So this is just ridiculous. Like, just talking about it is ridiculous. So Saturday night was Saturday afternoon. It's like, it was noon, 12:30. So Jennifer and I are downstairs. We had, back then it was not frowned upon to video chat with random people on the internet. I don't know why, because that's scary these days. So we were talking to, I think it was her uncle that we were talking to. I mean, we didn't really talk to a lot of people that we didn't know on video chat. It was usually like chatting with random people online, like through text, that we did, and that was just something you did when you were a teenager. So that's weird. Oh Lord. So anyway, so this girlfriend of mine, she gotta miss the armadillo in the road. So see what I'm talking about distraction? Like, I'm very distracted right now. Okay, talking about boyfriend. Okay, so this is my first boyfriend ever. So we're sitting there chatting and whatever online, and the video chat ended, and all of a sudden Jennifer looks at me and she goes, do you like James? Or do you like Pee-wee? And I was like, well, I guess. I mean, why? And she looks at me and she was like, well, because he really likes you. I'm like, what the heck? Okay. Alright. That's cool. Well, I would hope that he likes me. Alright. And she's like, no, I mean, he really likes you. And I was like, oh, okay. And she goes, well, what would you say if he asked, well, what if he wanted to go out with you? And I was like, well, I guess he would have to ask me first. And I thought we were hypothetically talking. Pretty soon, she gets up and she runs upstairs and tells the guy what I just said. And I was like, whoa, wait, hold up. I didn't think this was happening today. Like, I didn't know we weren't hypothetically talking. I didn't know this. And she was like, what do you mean you didn't know? And I was like, well, the only thing I worry about is us, if we were not to work out, us not being friends anymore. Because, when you're a teenager, that's what your main, concern is. Not him hurting you, not, that's the only thing I was worried about, is losing my friend. That's so sad. And so she was like, no, I'm always going to be your best friend, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that happened. So, this guy's 18 years old. I was barely 14. So probably shouldn't have been dating this guy. But, so she runs upstairs and she tells this guy that I said that I would say yes if he asked, which didn't really say that, but that was what I insinuated. So I'm standing down there and I'm just a little 14-year-old thing that I had never ever been asked out before. Nobody liked me back at my school, so I didn't know what I was doing, so whatever. And so everybody in their whole family standing around in a circle. They're standing around me. And this man comes up to me and he asks me if I would be his girlfriend. And I'm thinking, how did I get in this mess? What the heck is going on? And everybody's staring at me like this for a really long time. And I'm like, and I don't want to say yes because I don't know you and I don't know if I like you enough to date you. I don't even know what dating is all about or whatever. So, I don't know. So, and everybody's staring at me, and so I said yes because they're staring at me. And I know that's bad. I should have said, well, I want to think about it. I want to kind of get to know you better, but I was 14. I didn't know what being a boyfriend and a girlfriend was all about anyway, so I just said yes. And then I instantly regretted it because he wanted to be all like holding my hand and he wanted to like be not up on me or whatnot, but he was a little like too cuddly for me, and I didn't know that's not what you were supposed to do, so I held his hand, I hugged him or whatever. And so we'd been dating for an hour. 1 hour. And my dad comes home. He comes and gets me. He was not happy. Let me tell you. he was not happy at all. Oh my gosh, he was so mad. So I get in the car, and I was just gonna get in the car, and I wasn't gonna tell my dad, actually. I was just gonna let him figure it out on his own. But this guy comes up and shakes my dad's hand, and my dad's like, okay, hey, how are you? It's like, I'm James, I'm Tara's boyfriend. And he was like, you got a beard. And he goes, my daughter's 14, you know that, right? And he was like, well, yeah, she told me. And I'm sitting in the passenger seat going, I could kill myself. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I'm mortified. And as I'm freaking mortified, Dad was like, well, we'll talk about this. And my dad actually told him that, he goes, well, you'll have to beat me in a game of basketball. Now, my dad was really good at basketball, so there probably wasn't a chance in hell that this guy was going to go on a date with me. So, about that. It was a very silent ride home for a little while. And finally, my dad said, I hope you know you're not going on a date with him. And I said, I hope you know that I am. And should have just turned here instead. And instead of it being, a more silent ride home, it turns into a bloodbath from hell, basically. So I'm in this no, I said yes, he's my boyfriend, this is what we gonna do, this is how we gonna do it. And he's like, oh hell no, there ain't no chance in hell that we're doing this. So no, we're not doing it. So yeah, I dated him. So I kept dating him. I kept talking to him. And then, so summer pro goes on, and I could only see him if he was I could only see him if he was at Jennifer's house. So I'd sneak off and go to Jennifer's house all the time. And I remember that in summer school, he was 18, he didn't go to school, so there was that. And so he would send me flowers with Jennifer and presents and stuff. And so he asked me to go to a movie with him. And of course I said yes, I'd go to a movie with you. So Dad actually lets me go to a movie with him. Now, the first thing that's wrong with James is that he brought his whole damn family to our date. The whole damn family. And then the second thing that was wrong with this man was he wanted 12 kids. I was 14. I don't want no 12 kids. I don't even want one kid at this point in time. Are you freaking kidding me? And then he starts freaking me out. He was like, we're going to have 8 kids. We're going to get married and we're going to have 8 kids. Or 12 or... Too damn many. That's what I heard. So we're gonna have too damn many kids. And I said, my response is, well, I feel sorry for whoever your wife is. And he was always wanting me to tell him I love you, and he was embarrassing me and stuff. Like, I don't want to tell somebody that I love you when I don't love you. So, yeah, I broke up with him, and Jennifer and I are not friends anymore. So, that was a load of shit. So that was my first boyfriend experience. So, needless to say, I didn't have too many fucking boyfriends until I got married. So that was that. And that's what I got to say about that. So, love you, bye.